just want to recap from the very beginning. We took a look at what this page has. We built all of these, the data, the photos, the titles, everything out. We built that out of the database. We built out how things should look here, and then we built out ways to navigate around. When we click here, we get onto this page. We get some more info. If we hit play, we've got this thing that'll autoplay. Looks like a little bit of extra space in there, but no big deal. We can maximize that. We can play a video if we're going to set up and watch our, really actual 20-minute yoga video for our exercise for the day. What we've built is totally possible to do that. Hey everyone, welcome to this next video where we're designing this Lotus Yoga app. Last video we left off with this top row being able to click into whatever would be the next page, right? And that next page is, if we take a look on our kind of overview video here that I've captured, that next page looks like this. So when somebody clicks it, what we've got is just an image so far, and we're going to fill it in further with everything else and get a video going. So that's what we're going to be doing here today in this video today. If you're new, jump back, take a look at some of the other videos, get yourself up to speed. We're learning Bubble. We're learning how to build an app in Bubble. So let's check it out. Let's go. I am here on this class preview. If we look on our left elements tree menu, I've got the class preview group open, and in that, the only thing we've got is this image. In this image, you could see an image here if there actually was one that was like a specific one, but we want that one to change depending on which of these is clicked. So that's why it kind of shows this parent groups, yoga app, classes, hero photo. So that's what's going on there. Let's take a look. What else could we put on this page? And you know what? I'm going to copy this. I'm going to upload a static image just for our own design sake. And then later on, I'll remove it. Yeah. So cool. I'm just going to wonder if I can. No, not important. Okay. Yeah. So this will help us. This will help us take a look and know what we're dealing with. So I'm going to try an icon. See if we can find a giant circle play button. Yeah, cool. So I think the one that probably looks most similar is this one. Yeah, that's right. And what can we do for the style? Background style. What happens if we give it a background style? Okay, it's all that. I really just want that play button. So I'm not sure there's anything I can do there. Shadow style. Let's just go with, it's kind of like a navy blue. What is the background it's against? It's this gray background. So I actually want to, maybe I want to grab this preview group and let's go ahead and bring that down. Let me give this one a background style of flat color. That kind of is better. And let's go with some kind of gray. Do we have one on our, I guess our mobile course has this background to it, this 121212 for a color. Does our home group? No, so we're all kind of going with that. But I want to give it, I think I want to give it a little bit lighter gray. So yeah, cool. And then, is that the navy blue that we're looking for? No, it's even darker. Yeah, it looks about right. And so one thing I could do, I could probably get a shape. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So I'll get a shape just so we can all be clear about what we got going here, or how you would actually, we're going to make it just pretty close to what it really is like. So we've got this material icon. I just want to give this a name. This is our play button. This little shape C, we'll call this play button, white, BG, background. Send that to the back. And then I'll grab both of these and I will group these elements in a group. And I will take this play button, I kind of want to make it smaller. Actually, no, I don't care. What I want to do is I want to center this horizontally. I want to take the group and center that horizontally on the page. Wait, so I'm going to hide this, hide the white background. Wait, no, I can center that horizontally. I think that centers it horizontally. That's odd. Okay, it's not actually in the group. Center horizontally. So I need to take this white button, and there. Now you can see the hierarchy on the left-hand side here changed. So center that horizontally. Now we'll actually, we'll use this group, this whole group. When this is clicked, what we'll do is we'll open up the new page. But not yet. Let's see what else. We got a little icon for a clock. So we'll grab that. And it's pretty light in color. Maybe we'll give it some 20s, I think 30 for size. Nice round numbers. 350. Okay. Yes, we do want this element visible on page load. We do want to make it fixed width. The icon size does not need to change. Clock. On time. Perfect. Okay. That looks a little bit big to me. I like that. And it's actually a little bit lower. But this is, there's no perfect here. We're just throwing things onto the page and getting it roughed in. And so grab a piece of text for this session length. Now here, because we'll have different lengths for depending on the class, we want this value to be dynamic. So in order for it to be dynamic, we will say that, so if you remember in our last video, we defined that when someone clicks on this this class or this class, these are two different classes. This one's 18 minutes, this one's 22 minutes. So when you click on that one, it actually sends the data related to that class into, I'll show you right here, into this class preview group. So it goes and it's like, this class preview group has a type data of class. It goes and looks for the class, which is passed, through a workflow when display class. Yeah, I think it's this display data in class preview group, the current sales yoga class. Yeah, so this is an action that happens when that image is clicked, which is what gets our data into here. So we know that was a long story to say that if we take the parent group's yoga apps classes length, and then we just add some regular old-fashioned text on it or with it. So we say that length and then minute. And I want to make this I think just a touch wider. I think I want to group these together so that if anything happens for things moving around, they move together, which is a good practice to do. Group elements in a group. That actually, when you add a group like that, let's see. We're going to call this group. And look, it automatically gave it a type yoga class, and then it automatically passed it the parent group yoga apps class. So that data we can still use here. So Bubble is super smart when it sees you moving data around and like knowing what to do. So that's fantastic. Let's take a preview. Let's take a look at what we have so far here. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like that 18 minutes, that does need to come up a little bit. Could be a little bit bigger text, but pretty good. So let's bring this group up and make it a little bit bigger. Make this say 14, make it bold, see how that shakes out. That is looking pretty good. And in fact, when you start to look at the very fine details of these types of things, you start to notice like, oh, hey, their 18 minutes thing is really close to that clock. Did they even do it right? And it's like, oh, it's fine. It's okay. It's, it doesn't need to be perfect because obviously these folks have a live app out there that's very successful and they're doing well. So let's, just keep that in mind. Just better to get whatever it is you're trying to build out there, get some momentum, come back around and do the fine detail stuff later. So we also want an image, and it looks like they've got like the professor person. We do not, in our database, we do not have an image for that person. So I'm just going to do is I'm going to take the image, the thumbnail one. I'm going to give it something that's not, doesn't need to be so big. So let's see, what are we doing here? I would say maybe 40 pixels by 40 pixels. And then let's center it horizontally. Maybe let's go 50. We're going to round it. That's all right. I don't know what, we got two images here. Okay. Image E. We're going to call this one teacher image. Okay. And the source of this is going to be the parent group of yoga classes thumb photo. And we're going to, I think we're going to zoom that one. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm not trying to have it like squish all the way down or try and make it fit the thing. I'm actually trying to have the image be the size that it is. And I'm kind of guessing at this, but, of which function would make this work. But basically, I know that like in our thumb images, there's usually a person in the middle, right? And so we'll just take whatever we end up with when we'll do this. We'll also give it a little bit of a circle for the borders. So this is 50 high. To make sure that it's an absolute circle, we need to at least be 25 for the roundness. So we'll just go 30, and then that's like, in case we make it bigger, but that'll ensure that it's very, very round. Give that a reload. See how our internet's doing today. And what else can we look at? Okay, the title and then the intermediate flexibility. These are things that, okay, we are out of internet. Fresh out. We'll see if that reloads. Otherwise, just move on and start putting some text elements on this part. Okay. So that's 20 high. We'll go 20 for this. Probably just 1 for that. And actually what I'm going to do is so I know I want to design these kind of in a way where when things do, this is not fixed with, when things do get stretched out, that there's already like a lot of, I don't know, what do you want to call it? There's kind of a lot of buffer, or there's already a lot of margins that are taken into account for it. It's not going to jump a ton because we've already made it so wide. So this thing, I'm going to have it say the parent group yoga classes title. Okay, and then just going to copy and paste that. And wait, I'm going to make sure, first off, I'll make that one bold. And then, so I'm going to make that bold. Make it like 14. Actually, I think 16 should be good. And oh yeah, one of the things I want to do is I want to center these both. So yeah, that looks about right what we're going to want to have. And then there's like this dot in between. I actually already have that dot on these. So I'm going to just copy, see if I can do a select all. No, cannot. But I'll at least copy this little dot. It's a weird thing to make with a keyboard. So I want the current cells, yeah, class title. And I've got a space after that, or before it, and after it. And the new insert dynamic data. So we want the, no, I'm sorry, we do not want the title. We want the category, I think. No. We want the difficulty level, category, and that should give us something that looks good. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to go and wonder why the internet is not working here. Okay, great. Looks like we're back. Cool. Okay, interesting that is that wide. So this I want to make this element fixed width. Center it horizontally, center, and I will also do a little trick here as well with grouping all of these so that anything that happens, yep, background style none. Let's see, yeah, so Bubble automatically gave this group, it passed the data from the big, group that holds all this stuff, and then it passed it into this group, and then that group passes it into these dynamic fields, parent group, show, class, title. So cool. I think we're looking really good at this point. Maybe those fonts could be a little bit lighter. And then there's an info button. So let's see if we actually have a description here. I don't think we do. We're going to go to the classes, and we're going to create a new field. Description, text, create. And then in our app data, we're going to go to, let's just type lorem. I think it's lorem. Get some generator. This is just like dummy text that we're just going to grab a chunk of it. Usually it's in Latin. This is actually in English. Whatever. And we're going to put that in here. Kind of makes sense-ish. Not exactly. But I'm going to show you guys how we can have a little pop-up. So if you click this info thing, I don't know if this video shows it or not. Nah, it doesn't. Sorry. But, or does this one? No. All right, we'll just leave it as is. So there's an info button there that we'll add. And you know what? I actually want I'll just redo it. I want this to be 280. I want this to be 20, just kind of using similar stuff. I'll go ahead and center horizontally just because I'm not actually sure if you just put 20 there, if it'll always stay 20, but if you center horizontally, then Bubble knows when it's responsive to move it. It's kind of my thinking there. So we've got this, we've got something with like this-ish color that says info. Yep. Okay, maybe it's like more brighter. Yeah, something like that. And I think this one I want to be like 18 or so. And I don't know why there's a little issue there, but okay. So yeah, actually I think 16. All right, cool. Yeah, so thanks for hanging in with the build out of this page, because basically, as you can see, this stuff's super simple. You're just kind of spotting it up along here using some pretty basic guides. We're working in a world of 320 pixels wide. We're leaving 20 pixels of padding on each side. We're centering a lot of things, and let's see where we're at. And then there's a trick that we can do. Is this? You know what? I want to take this. This is the, let's say, class info group. I want to make this like, I don't know, maybe 140, 150, 160. Yeah, cool. And then I want to just nudge this so that it falls into that group now. And that thing is 20 high. I'm looking at 160, so see 140. Let's go 130. We'll just leave a little bit of gap there. We're kind of forced into centered horizontally. This one I do not want fixed width, which is good. So basically, in the world of responsive, if we get onto a bigger device, what'll happen is this outside group will expand up to a certain point, and if it's like on an iPad, it'll expand to kind of like a nice width, an acceptable width. And this other stuff, what'll happen is like this group will expand, and then these ones, I think we can let them expand, but they're already so wide that, and this text is centered, that everything should look pretty darn good. This element we want to stay fixed with, so that regardless of whatever side it's on, it's like, no, that's how big the picture is. And let's take a look. And then there is one last thing that I'll do. Yeah, when this one is, so I'm working on the big group, and just when this group is not being shown, just take the height of it away, just collapse the whole thing as if it doesn't exist. And then I'm going to do one more thing where I'll add a group. Actually, I'll show first off kind of like why I'm doing it. So cool. Let's see how does this look compared to this. Yoga for spine, yada yada, 40 minutes. Okay, I was going to make the 18 a little bit better, a little bit brighter for the colors. Maybe a touch more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I want a little bit more. Both of these to be right about there, maybe. Whoops. Yeah, I like that. I also liked the, yeah, that looks good. This one, again, like, look how I'm not exactly even copy and pasting the same one. Like, it's really not a huge thing to have them exact. I feel like the text could be slightly bigger, so I'm going to do that. 22 and 18. Go same for this guy. And see, you could see at this point, like, I'm going off of like what I think looks good versus trying to make it exactly match this, which is like, that's how it's done. Obviously, if anyone out there is a designer, you'll have a better opinion than I will about this, to be honest. But it's a more informed opinion. Mine is not, but that's fine for what purposes we're doing here, right? Like, look at this. We've got something that looks a whole lot like this. And this button could be bigger. Maybe it could be up more because it feels really close to this one. But generally speaking, all right, the info should go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Generally speaking, we're looking pretty good. Oh yeah, so what I think I want to do here is I want this to be centered horizontally within this group. I want this to be centered horizontally, and I want this group to be like just like 5 pixels or something. And yeah, that all looks pretty good. I was saying that this, I actually think that this, okay, this is the play button. Okay, yeah, so this is a ton of time that we're spending here trying to get things pretty close. I would say we are just about there. I am going to expand this. Yo, what up? Okay, that looks good. Send that to the back just for a second. Move this thing over. Center horizontally, center vertically, so this thing won't move around. Send that to the back because that kind of, fills in the white space there. This thing, bring that down. So I think this play button, 160 by 120. The play button group, 160 by 120. Great. Bring this up a little. Sorry, the whole group itself, rather. All right. This is actually a good thing. This is a good thing to know. What do you do when you cannot select the thing that you're trying to select? There's a way to reveal an elements tree. I think. Select. Yeah, play button group. Okay, so now I'm on the play button group. I'm trying to bring this bad boy up. Yeah. And I'm trying to. Just gonna hide that. Center horizontally. Bring it back. Yep. So there's some troubleshooting for you if you're having like trouble trying to click the darn thing that you want to click. And look at that. So the diagonal of the image kind of goes right through that, which I think is pretty cool. We'll take a look at this. We'll probably call it good. There's one last thing. There's a gap at the bottom here. How do you handle a gap like that? There's a little trick that we can do. We should make this little info thing have a pop-up. How would we do that? We would say, well, we'd actually take this outside of this group so it's clickable. Bring this up. Bring this back here-ish. Trying to get it on the 20s. Okay. Center horizontally. We would create. Okay, we could use an actual pop-up, which is a thing in Bubble called this. And what it does is when you add it, it grays everything out. Or we could also just create a group with a little X on it and then display some info. I'm going to go with this pop-up option. Let's see. Forget. So see, as you see now, we've got this other thing here. This is the info pop-up. Okay, there's a few things we want to have happen then. We want a better color. That's fine. We want some text. This text is going to be the dynamic stuff from class information. But first off, we got to make that class stuff available. So when this is clicked, what we want to have happen is we want to element actions. We want to display some data into look for info pop-up. Data to display its parents group yoga class. So I think we got to go to this pop-up itself. We got to give it the type of content as a class. And then so now in our workflow, yep, it actually went from red to blue, which means we connected the right type of data to the thing that's sending the data to the thing that's receiving the data. So it's like, okay, these match. I'm happy as a computer that needs to have things match up. Okay. So we want the parent group's yoga classes description. And we're not going to do this here today, but if you were building this app for real, you would want to think about the maximum amount of characters that your characters, as in, the number of letters and things like that in your descriptions, and you just wouldn't want to go over that for this here. So we're going to create a quick way to get out of this pop-up. That is not it. All right, we are deep into this course, or into this today's video. Appreciate you guys coming along this far, and coming along with this whole process. Again, we're shortcutting something that people spend 4 years going to college for, spend $100,000 on an education. Not necessarily. I mean, that's kind of an old school way, but it's also a tried and true way for people to come to developers. There's those boot camps that cost $20,000. Gosh dang it, I cannot find a close icon. You know what I'm saying? And so we're doing great here in our own little world of, oh my gosh, you mean I can spend 4 to 6 weekends cranking out an app that I could at least finish and then take some final steps to get it into an app store. I mean, this is pretty great stuff. All right, perhaps I'm blind. Hey. Okay. Not the best looking icon, but what is going to happen is we will hide. We'll actually reset the data, which means if I didn't do this step, then no matter what, like the description from the. No, I take that back. We're not going to do this. I'm not going to introduce this concept yet. It's something that's worth knowing about, but at a later time. So we're just going to hide the info pop-up. We're take a look at. Let's see. Did I set this? Yeah. This is the yoga app description. So we should see some of that kind of dummy text that we pulled. We should see that load up into this pop-up. Oh yeah. Also, when we click that info, we want to show the pop-up. So we display data into that pop-up, and then we show the pop-up. And we're like programmers, not coders, programmers. And it's exciting. That 18 looks off. What's up, bro? Oh, isn't it? It's not. Okay, now it's centered. Cool. So that should be better for next time we reload it. I'm not going to reload it now. I just want to hit this info thing, show this off. Yes, cool. So as we can see, that works. By clicking that, by taking all those steps, we display the data of this class into that pop-up. Once this is clicked, it grabs the all that text. Not super styled or fancy or anything, but that's how you do it. So last thing for this video is, yeah, look at that. That's a really great little picture there. Love it. We're just going to remove some of this space down here. We're going to do that through adding a little group here. And how much space do we want to remove? Probably up to about here-ish. Down to there. Yeah, down to the end. We want to center that thing. Probably just make that disappear. So this is not visible on page load. And when it's not visible, collapse it. So this should kind of collapse this up is the idea. So when we reload this, we should have a little bit less space down at the bottom. Let's see if that's true. Yes, but something else happened. Oh, okay. What's showing through is part of it, the background color of this. So I wonder when our home group, this is not being shown, so it's collapsed. I think what I'm going to do is I'll just take this color and I will apply it to this. And with this group, I think I want to make it just a touch higher, all the way up, flush with the bottom of that info, because there was something else I was given some extra space. You know, whatever, however, there's like 40 pixels of space there. And we're going to try and get rid of that from this page. Yeah, cool. So that looks really good, actually. And next thing up then, we've got this page nailed. Let's actually take a look though. If we, oh yeah, we need a back button. But if we were to grab this one. Oh, okay, yeah. So remember, I was doing just for the design. I want to clear that. I want the parent group's hero photo. That'll clear that up. Yeah, it was good. It was good to design it with for the sake of that visual, so we could get the play button right. But yeah, check that. So hot that it works, right? Like, doesn't it feel good when you make something and it works? And there's no description on this one, so we would expect that to be blank. So cool. So we need a back button, and we need something to happen when we click the play button. This thing looks good. See if we can get that some, let's say 50, 50, 10, 10. I think that looks good. Maybe 20. Nope. And when this is clicked, see how this looks. Really? Upload again. Okay, it needs to come down a little bit. Maybe that's what's throwing me off. I think 15s. Okay, call it good. If you're wondering, I'm drinking green tea. No coffee today. Yeah, that's way too far out there. All right, because I made that larger, so... But I think it looked pretty good from its distance from the top. And, I mean, this goes to show you guys, I'm designing this live. These are not pre-dimensioned things that I've made up, right? So this, but this is, you can see, this is raw. This is how the process is done. And so when this is clicked, we want to, well, for now, we're going to do just one thing, and then we're going to change it later. But this will make good enough sense for now. We want to go to a page. We're working in here where our nav is. The thing that I was alluding to or saying about, like, that we'll do later, is imagine if you got to that page like through one of these classes page, or you went to the plans and you're like, oh, the plans, they have like beginner's yoga. What is the beginner's yoga class like? And you click that one, and then you come to this page, and then you hit back, and then you go to the home page. That wouldn't be what we want, and so we'll come up with some better navigation when we get to that point. But for purposes of what we've got here now, we're looking pretty good. And yeah, let's just check over on this one. Yep, looks great. And if we were really building this, maybe we'd get a different picture for this. But, as you can see, we're good enough, right? Okay, last thing. Let's figure out how to make this button clickable for a video. So what we're going to do is we're going to close out this class preview group. We're going to add a new group. And this part should go pretty good or pretty quick because there's not much to it. We did a lot of designing in this last one. And then now we're just throwing a video on here. It's almost pretty similar to one of those pop-ups that we've done already. So just going to center this horizontally. I want this to look good on an iPad. So there's that. I want this to, here's a new thing. I want it to have a video. So for back under our class data types, we're going to create a new field for video. And that is going to just be a file. These videos are files in Bubble. And then we're going to come into our database. I've got some videos already cooked up. I went to, let's see, just show you. So if you're ever curious and wondering how to, get some extra tools under your belt. If you take an image here, you upload an image to this site, it'll turn it into a video. And I added a little piece of audio to it as well from a stock audio site. But basically, so yoga wide video 1. Yep, that's what we want. So I'll upload all 3 of these videos, one for this one, and then we'll check it out that we got our video player working. So yoga wide 2. One last video. And if you just want to see what this video looks like, it's just a moving image, nothing fancy. But that way we know we've got a video that's being used, for, just to know that we hooked it up right. Cool. So we've got this. Where is the data source? What is this the data source for these ones? Okay, so what is going to happen is someone's going to click this. I want to make sure that I am on the play button group because that's the kind of the outer container. So when that thing gets hit, I'm going to take, again, display the data from the, we're in the class preview group. So whatever class we happen to be in on that one, we want to take that and we want to display it in, well, we haven't named that group yet. We just have, this is the video player group. We still have a little bit more setup to do on that, but let's go back to this workflow. Let's get this in there. So we'll put this data into the video player group. And, oh yeah, when I said more setup, this setup like this. So video player group is class, yoga class. Yes. Display data in, no, video. Add it to display is the parent group's class. Yep, cool. So that'll take, when we're on this page, here we're looking at further vinyasa. So when we click that, we want the further vinyasa one to play. And that's what that step did. It took that data and said, we're working with this class, use it. So how do we use it? Well, back over on this video player group, we use it by, okay, so there's a plugin that you can go to, click add plugins, and it's called video.free. The plugins area is notoriously slow, depending on your computer. Maybe my computer is notoriously slow. But search for video.js. And we'll, apologies folks, this is That's what happens when you're new to YouTubing. All right. Yeah, we're just going to kill these pages. Reload them. Fastest way back to life. Okay, so I actually already have that plugin installed. Super easy. You go to that little button that I showed. You have that pop up. Search for video.js. Click install. What that will do is that will bring up on the elements, the visual elements for building stuff. This one right here that I'm clicking. So on the left here, video.js. So you click that, plop it down, and definitely want full width. Do not want this element fixed width. Probably no, it can follow right along with the container that it's in. 320, let's say 150. No, let's say I think like 185 maybe. That looks pretty, I don't know, triangular, not triangular, rectangular. And yeah, there's not much else that's going to go on this page. So when this, what do we got here for some settings? So we want let me make sure the data source is do a search for yoga classes first item, similar to what we've done on all of our other big groups like this. So first item, so that means we're working with, in this case, the further vinyasa when it's clicked, we're working with that. That's the only item, but we just needed to define it. We're working with that, so that means we can go and get the parent groups. I got two of them here. Did I do something? Probably. Oh yeah, I do have two of them. I'm just going to delete one, and then I'm going to have to go back into the app data itself. Yeah, because I was basically trying to get the course ready. Okay, cool. So this one has a video. So I think I deleted the one I wanted to delete. Flexibility has one. This other, more about asanas, has one. Okay, cool. So I deleted like my practice one. Great. So this is our live one. So classes video. So this one. All right. So what else will we want? We'll want a way to close out of this. And we'll do that with a big X. And I think I'm going to go 40-40 with 20-20 for where that will sit. Probably bring this up to this part. Looks good enough. This is no perfection here. And then we're going to add another one of these kind of spacer things all the way down, center horizontally, all the way down. We go all the way to the bottom. No Keller associated with that. No, it's not visible, which means collapse it. So that means you should bring that thing up. And when we check this out, so I'm just trying to think, when we navigate to this, I think, yeah, this is not visible on page load. We do the same thing that we do for other ones. When the get data from the URL, when the nav parameter is video player. So how we'll do this. When that happens, then we'll show this. And then when this is hit, we will we'll navigate. Yeah, so I think anytime we show up into a video, we'll always be navigating back to that preview page. So we will go to this one that we're working in with a parameter of nav, class preview. That's what that one's called. Just want to double check I set up the class preview one correctly. That, yeah, okay, no, I did not. No, wait, that's a material icon. Class preview. I'm going to select there we go, this thing. Yeah, okay, so class preview for that URL. Cool. So now, this play button group, when it's clicked, we display the data over into the video player group. That gets passed into the video player itself. And then we'll navigate. We'll go to the page, and this should wrap us up. We'll do some testing, and we'll be done. So the data that we the navigation parameter is the video player. And with that, once this is clicked, this page will show up. We want to do, I think, like a preview image. No, actually, so let's get a dynamic image. So we'll just preview this, like as it's loading, we'll preview the thumbnail for this image. We'll show controls, we'll autoplay. I'm going to go ahead and I probably wouldn't loop it normally, but I'll loop it for this case because these videos are like 12 seconds long or something. So we can just see them play and play and play. And let's see what we got. I'm going to go home actually. And then we're going to test this, we're going to use from our top three, just our first row, our top three classes. We'll check out, see if what we've got is working. And then obviously this same setup, be a long video to do this for all of these ones. But I'll probably just do that in the background and share in the next video that's been updated. And then I'll share with you all how that's working. So awesome. We are killing it. So we hit that, we bounce into this page. We hit that, we bounce into this page. If we hit play, yeah, we've got this thing working. Now, we'll leave it up to people to do the full screen, to rotate it, if they wanted to do that. But basically, for the purposes of what we've got a working thing here. Yeah, so I close that out and it brings us back here. Does that happen? Oh, you know what? I don't know if you guys hear it, but I actually hear that video still playing. So I hear the sound of it. So there's one thing I'm going to do when this is clicked. Start edit workflow. Go to mobile page. Element actions. Pause a video. So pause the video. It's the A1 is the one that we have. I'll rename it. Yeah, this is one of those funny things, right? When you just learn how things work. It's the video player. Like, it's just weird that this thing keeps going even though I closed out of it, but it didn't know to stop it. We got to tell it to stop it. That's why we are programmers, sort of. All right, so what we want to do is we want to pause this when we get out of there, and then navigate away from this page. So let's look one more time to check this out, and then I think we're going to feel pretty good about what we've been able to accomplish here. Is that we've built an app. Back when we first started on this journey, I just want to recap from the very beginning. We took a look at what this page has. We built all of these, the data, the photos, the titles, everything out. We built that out in the database. We built out how things should look here. And then we built out ways to navigate around. When we click here, we get onto this page. We get some more info. If we hit play, we've got this thing that'll autoplay. Looks like a little bit of extra spacing there, but no big deal. We can maximize that. We can play a video if we're going to set up and watch our, really actual 20-minute yoga video for our exercise for the day. What we've built is totally possible to do that. Then when we hit close, yeah, so that video stopped. I don't hear it anymore. I know it's coming out of my speakers, and there was actually a little icon up here on the top on this browser tab. I don't know if you guys noticed it before when the video was playing, but it stopped now. So that's cool. And basically this little icon up here, yep, that little sound speaker icon goes away because the sound stopped playing. So awesome. We are building a mobile app. If you've ever wanted to do that and you're here in this class, I hope you're as excited as I am. So this is fun, and thanks for hanging out. If you found value in this, please give a like, please give a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.